Listen to Braves football right here on 100.9 KPEG.
Good evening and welcome to the KPEG Game of the Week. Tonight it's the Lompoc Braves taking on the St. Joseph Knights. This is Greg Ratcliffe broadcasting live from St. Joseph High School in Orchid, where these two former league rivals are set to match up in the final pre-league game of the season. The Braves, coming off their bye week, sit at 2-2 on the year, their last game being a tough 30-24 loss to Arroyo Grande 2 weeks ago. The Knights take the field tonight with an identical 2-2 record, having won their first two games before dropping two straight to Bakersfield Christian and Centennial. So tonight, with both teams looking to gain momentum going into league play, St. Joseph hopes to get their first ever win against the Braves, while Lompoc looks to get back on the winning track with a victory over the Knights. I had the opportunity to speak with Braves head coach Andrew Jones yesterday. We talked about the loss to AG, the bye week, and what we might expect to see from St. Joe tonight. Let's listen in to what Coach had to say.
Well, I'm here with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Coach, you're coming off your bye week, and we'll talk a little more about that in a bit. But first, let's go back 2 weeks ago to the Arroyo Grande game. The Eagles came out on top of that one 30-24. That was a great comeback that fell just a little bit short.
Yeah, anytime you're playing Arroyo Grande and you're playing from behind, they're just going to lean on you, try to kill the clock. Definitely was surprising the way we played on defense. Defense has been kind of carrying us. So we spot them a touchdown early on the fumble. And then, obviously we couldn't stop inside zone for whatever reason. This defense is pretty much designed to do it. It wasn't a schematical thing. We had guys right there to make the tackle, and we just whiffed. So before the half, trying to kill the timeouts, I thought that, under a minute 30 seconds, their punter wasn't very effective that game. If we got good field position, we could try to get a field goal or a touchdown, and they ran 3 straight inside zones, and we didn't stop it, and they ended up scoring. That was kind of the dagger. So we weren't very good on third downs defensively. If we continue to do that this week, we are going to be in trouble.
Well, that loss puts you at 2-2 on the year going into your bye. That's kind of an unfamiliar position for the Braves. What was the focus during that bye week?
Well, we were in that same position last year, so I think it was a good opportunity for us to kind of regroup, get back to the fundamentals. We've had a solid week of practice, but I thought we'd handle ourselves a little bit better from a veteran standpoint, having a lot of seniors that we can go on the road and play somebody in a tough environment. And so that's the thing I'm worried about tomorrow is, can we handle traveling, adversity? Those are the things that we got to get better at.
Well, you've got St. Joe this week in the final pre-league game of the year. The Knights are looking pretty good so far. What do we know about the St. Joseph Knights?
You know, they got a couple really fast, athletic guys, well-coached football team. Defensively, they've held teams, I think, under 21 points, and then offensively, they've got the ability to put up big points. So we got to know where number 3 is at all times, and then with their quarterback being hurt, we got to get ready for the transfer QB from Paso, who is a great athlete and can run.
Well, you've got some former St. Joe coaches on your sideline this year. Does that give you a little added insight on what you might expect to see?
Not really. I mean, their staff's Pepe's staff. He's got different guys. I mean, we're just approaching it like we always do, put in the same amount of work and try to get the victory. There's no added motivation. I mean, if the kids aren't ready to play, then we got to figure out a way to get them ready to play.
Well, league play starting next week. How important is this game as far as establishing the right mindset and getting some momentum?
Well, that's what the preseason's for. We'll have 5 tough preseason opponents. We're 2 or 3 plays away from being an undefeated football team. We just gotta, make sure that we polish things up this game so that we don't have these mistakes happening in league, where if you make a mistake, okay, just don't make the same one, twice, and for whatever reason, whether they don't listen or what, but it's like AG was running the same play over and over again, and we're whiffing or over pursuing, not doing what we're supposed to be doing. And so hopefully we can clean things up over the bye week and get back on track this week.
Well, hopefully your guys were able to rest up and heal up a bit during the bye week. How does the injury report look?
I think we're all right. I think everybody should be ready to go, and we'll see if they're ready.
All right, Coach. As always, thanks for your time and best of luck against the Knights.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, back live now at St. Joseph High School. I am joined, as always, by the Stepmeister himself, Mike Loney. Mike, this has all the makings of a really good game. Who are the key players on St. Joe we need to keep an eye on this evening?
Well, we need to remember to keep an eye on Devin Guggia, Shannon Langley, who was, the coach was really worried about, and Hunter Barnhart, quarterback. But expect with St. Joseph always to have somebody new show up and do something different.
We just had a wonderful rendition of the national anthem here at
St.
St. Joseph High School.
This is going to be Julia Galloway.
And the Knights will be kicking off to start things, get things underway this evening.
Braves in the 5 with the inverted.
Kick is in the air. Short kick fielded about the 28.
Short kick.
Return to the 40 and stumbles down to the 44-yard line.
By the 26. Time around, taking it from about the 38 to 28 out to the 40-something.
So the Braves will have real nice starting field position at their own 44-yard line. Braves in their traveling white uniforms this evening, all white from head to toe. St. Joe wearing their home green jerseys with white pants and their white helmets.
And no gray to be seen, right?
No grade anywhere. Kevin Ross undertakes the first shotgun snap and is going to get wrapped up in the backfield for a loss of 3 yards on the first play of the night.
That was big rush.
Second down, 13 yards to go.
Second and 13 from the 41. Braves heading in the wrong direction here to start things. 2 wides to either side. Ross from the shotgun. Now Ryan Morgan in motion. Swing pass complete. And breaking some tackles across the 40 down to the 49-yard line. That was Joker Dickerson.
Yeah. Ball out about the 48-yard line. Third down, 6 yards to go.
Got back to loss and a few more. It'll be third down about 6 from the 49.
Interior screen by Dickerson.
Braves changing the play, it looks like. 2 receivers set again to either side. Ross back to pass, throws complete. A little curl route on the far side at the 40-yard line and down. That was Kalen Daniels, I think, on the catch. It'll be a first down for the Braves from the St. Joe 40.
I think they're saying Tenorio.
So Tenorio, okay.
I think that was number Duarte Tenorio, number 9.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Sheldon Canley gets his first carry of the night. Dives down for about a gain of 1 off the left side. It'll be second and 9.
Second down and 9.
Just underway here at St. Joseph High School. The Rays with their first possession of the evening. In a game where the teams are actually fairly evenly ranked. We'll get into that just a little bit here later on.
Yeah.
4 receivers set for the Braves. Pass complete over here to Ryan Morgan. Fights his way through 1 tackle and falls down to the 33.
A little bit short.
Need to get down to the 30. It'll be a 3rd and 3 from there. Mike, you and I were commenting pregame that a very strange statistic for the Braves, and it's panning out so far this evening. The Lompoc has more yards passing than they do rushing on the season. Yeah. And certainly that way here tonight. Ross from the shotgun. Speaking of the running game, there goes Sheldon Canley. Straight up the middle for about 2.
Maybe 2.5. It's going to be a little bit short.
We're going to put the ball just inside the 32. So it's 4th down and a short 2, and the Braves will line up to go for it.
Yep. 4 wide.
3 up top, 1 here to the near side. Ross with a little shoulder shake, trying to draw the Knights offside. And that didn't work, so the Braves will call a timeout. Stops the clock with 8 minutes, 40 seconds left here in the first. A scoreless first quarter. And the Braves will decide what they're going to do on 4th and short. That would be, if they decided to go the 3-point range, it would be a 49-yard attempt for Aldo Anguiano. He's got the leg, but that's pushing the distance a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. I think they're going to go for it on 4th.
I would not be surprised at all.
Braves in the warm-ups were doing a little better than we have seen in the punting game, but they haven't been spectacular punting so
Punting
far
has been
this
kind of
season.
a weak spot for them, you're right. It's certainly not an option here at this point in the field. But the Braves offense will come back out on 4th and 2.
And the first time they'll be in the eye, and guess who's at the tailback spot?
Could be a guy with wearing a number 1 on his jersey. And number 1, Leandre Coleman, will get the carry and the first down to the 29-yard line. Nothing fancy or unexpected about that. Give the ball to number 1 and get out of the way.
Yep. 8:36 to go in the first quarter.
1st and 10 Braves from the Knights 29. The Braves will send 2 receivers to the left. Duarte Tenorio here to the right. All by himself, way wide right.
Coleman still in the backfield.
Fake to him. Slant pass complete across the middle to Ryan Morgan.
And that was a bullet.
And he's down at about the 18. Nope, make it the 17. That's enough to move the chains for the Braves. 1st and 10 Lompoc. And the Braves will load up the right side with 3 receivers. A lot of different setups here tonight for the Braves offensively. From the shotgun, Coleman sweeping to the left away from the receiver side, and he'll get knocked out of bounds inside the 10 to about the 6.
Close to a first down.
Close enough, in fact, to move the chains. 1st and goal, Braves. Spot the ball at the 6-yard line. Clock stop, 7:39 remaining here in a scoreless first quarter. Braves with the first possession of the evening for either team. And there's the I formation. Ross under center, Coleman the deep back. DeAndre gets upended in the backfield and stopped for no gain. As he dives straight up the middle. Make a second and goal. They'll actually give him, well, maybe a half a yard on that. 2nd and goal. Two wides. Morgan in the slot. Ross from the shotgun. Looking to pass. This one is tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls incomplete. Somebody reached up and got a hand on that one and knocked it down. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd down and goal from just outside the 5. 6:52 left here on the first quarter clock.
And the Braves, as we mentioned, have not really been able to muscle the ball much this season so far. They're averaging just over 100 yards a game and only 5 touchdowns rushing the ball.
4 receivers for Lompoc. And whistles. And timeout called by the Knights.
With 6:52 remaining in the first quarter.
Approaching the halfway mark here in the first, we go scoreless from St. Joseph High School with the Braves knocking on the door. While we have a moment, let's thank our good friend Box Shop Bob over at the Box Shop. Thank you, Bob, for joining our crew here this season. We appreciate your support of local sports and local radio. The Box Shop.
Thanks, Bob.
Bob. We mentioned the rankings here just a little bit ago. St. Joseph comes in ranked, although they're in the central section, so keep that in mind, but we can compare state rankings. St. Joseph at 215 in the state. Lompoc is the 201st slot in the state ranking, so rankings comparable in that regard.
Both 2 and 2. The best teams St. Joseph have played, they both lost to. The best teams at Lompoc.
Here we go. Swing pass out to Coleman. He's all alone on the left. Touchdown, Blaze. And I don't know how you lose number 1. He was completely alone.
They faked the ball to him, and then nobody picked him up on the floating out into the left flat, and he was open.
He was lonely out there. He was so open. But he went in and said hello to the end zone, and that's 6-0 Lompoc with the point after coming up. Mangriano to do the honors. From the hold of Bradley Waite. Good snap. Kick is away. And it's good. It's still flying, I think, actually. So with 6 minutes, 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Braves strike first. It's Lompoc 7, St. Joseph nothing. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports 100.9 KPEG.
100.9.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back at the studio. We thank you so much for joining us this evening here at 100.9 FM and streaming live at kpegradio.com. For those of you outside of the local listening area, don't forget to tell your family and friends who love Braves football and who doesn't. They can catch us on the web as well, kpegradio.com. So the Braves score 7 points and drain off about half of the first quarter. Mike, that's a real good start.
Indeed. The St. Joseph Knights and the 5-2-2-2 kick return. 7.
We're about to get our first look at Hunter Barnhart, who I've heard some good things about on offense for the Knights.
The Braves, number 4, kicking on.
Mangriano with a short kick, fielded at about the 15. Looking for an edge out on the far side. We get run out of bounds with a nice tackle at about the 27 on the far sideline.
Just shy of the 30-yard line by number 3, Darian Langley.
Returned by Langley, the name you should be hearing some as well for the St. Joe Knights offense. They'll put it at the 28, 1st and 10 from there. Looking at the St. Joe line, they don't look as big as some of the opponents the Braves have faced recently.
No.
Running play to start things off for the Knights off a right tackle will be good for maybe a yard.
Mm-hmm.
Give him 1 second down and 9 from the 29. Barnhart, as we mentioned, the quarterback is 6'2", 210 pounds. Good-sized young man from the shotgun. Little delayed handoff. Tries the other side of that Lompoc defensive line out to about the 32. So a couple of running plays to start things off for St. Joe, and they're looking all of a sudden at a 3rd down and 7. Knights coming off a tough 10-8 loss last week to Centennial.
Yeah, we've got...
and a hard count is going to get the Braves offsides.
Still be short of the first down. Will be 3rd and 2 and second, 3rd and 7.
That's a lot more manageable, indeed.
3rd down and 1-2.
Clock now running, 5:20 remaining here in the first, and a 7-0 ball game with the Braves on top. Knights with their first possession of the evening, looking at 3rd down and 2 from their own 37.
And the Braves really compressed on defense here. They're pushing.
Quick fake handoff inside and a quick pop screen out here to the left side, complete to number 18. Diego Castillo on the catch. All the way out to the 44. And that'll move the chains for the Knights. 1st and 10, St. Joseph from their own 44-yard line. Aided by a Braves offside, they convert on 3rd down, and they'll keep this drive going. One receiver wide to either side. Barnhart from the shotgun. Guggia takes the handoff, weaves his way through the initial traffic, and gets down to about the 48.
Pickup of about 3.
About 4, 2nd down and 6 for the Knights.
Guggia managed to dive forward for a bit.
Put it at the 48-yard line. 3.5, 4 on that one. 2nd down and 6 or 7, depending on how you feel about it. Clock running, under 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. A very fast-moving first quarter. 7-0 is our score. Braves on top. Knights with their first possession of the evening. One man in motion. Barnhart looking to pass. Under pressure, has to roll right. Now he's rolling the other way. He's going to tuck it away and run. Plus midfield to the 45, to the 40, and out of bounds here on the St. Joe sideline at about the 38-yard line. And the white flag comes in after the play.
We got a flag flying in from well away from the play. There was a Lompoc player who got launched and landed on Barnhart out of bounds. I don't know if that's what the call was, but
we could be looking at a late hit here. And
yeah,
if it was, I don't think it was intentional, but we'll see. The play went down to the 30. Personal foul against the Knights.
Okay. The play occurred around the 32. And
15-yard penalty to bring it back to the 49-yard line.
That'll move the ball back into Knight territory at the 49. It'll be 1st down because the penalty happened after the play, and the play resulted in a 1st down. So it'll be 1st and 10 Knights from their own 49-yard line. That was a costly mistake by the Knights, costing about 15 yards.
3:34 remaining in the first one. Ball at the about 49 of St. Joe.
3 receivers up top. Barnhart back to pass. Plenty of time. Throwing deep down the middle. Got a man and just overthrows him by a step.
Good job by Joe Schumer keeping up with him.
That was Langley, the intended receiver. He's the one that Coach Jones said that the Braves need to make sure they know where he's at. And we got a flag down back here in the backfield, Mike.
Yes, indeed.
See what that's about. No, during the play, one of the St. Joe linemen lost a helmet, and that's going to be the call. Illegal hands to the face by the Braves. That's 15-yarder. No. Yeah.
Puts the ball out to the Brave 44-yard line.
Well, they'll move the ball to the Brave 44, and it'll be 2nd down.
And so it'll be second down and 4.
Discussion of whether it came with an automatic first down. Apparently not. Second down and about 3.5 to 4 yards. Running play up the middle for just about nothing. Next to nothing.
Who's the ball carrier? No gain on the play.
Okay, and they are saying
First down play.
it is second down. That was first down. They hadn't changed it on the sideline, but that was a first down play. Now it is second down, and we're going to call it 3 from the 44. It's the Braves 44, 2:57 and counting. Left here in the first quarter in a 7-0 ball game. Braves with the lead. Knights with the ball.
I'm saying Gougia carried on that last attempt, and so
Second and 3. Barnhart from the shotgun. Back to the running game we go. And there's some room up the middle. Gugio winding his way through traffic.
Gougia picking his way. And
Gets through down past the 40 to the Lompoc 37 for a St. Joe 1st and 10.
I'm not quite sure how he got through there, but he did. He definitely wiggled through there.
Well, he didn't do it very quickly, that's for sure. He just kind of picked his way and hopped here and jumped there and found his way to the first down marker. 1st and 10 Knights from the Brave 37. That's Langley sweeping to the right. He's going to get tackled in the backfield for a loss of a couple.
Might even be more than a couple. We're going to take it back behind it for you.
Yep, to the 41.
Ball back to the 41. Second down and 14.
That's a loss close to 4. Second down and 14 inside 2 minutes and a very quickly running first quarter.
Yeah. First possession by the St. Joseph Knights. It's nothing.
Well,
Much
Lompoc
more
ate
than
up.
a minute and a half left in this quarter.
Lompoc ate up the first half of the quarter. The Knights are thinking about doing the same to the second half. 4 receiver set for St. Joe. Barnhart back to pass, plenty of time. Throws this one incomplete at the 33. Geronimo, Vincent Geronimo, the intended receiver, in and out of his hands.
And Tenorio punished him for trying to catch it.
That'll stop the clock with 1:16 left here in the first quarter and bring up a 3rd down and 14 for the home team St. Joseph Knights. 7-0 Brave lead here early. Notice that we did the national anthem pregame right before kickoff. The flag was just dangling there motionless on the pole. Now it's starting to wave a little bit. So wind picking up just a bit.
3rd and long.
Barnhart back to pass, looking deep across the middle. Got a man complete at the 10. Fights his way into the end zone.
And we got a flag
Touchdown and a flag down. That's going to be probably a face mask against the Braves.
Probably.
Pass was caught at the 10. By number 10. Patrick Hurd on the catch and run.
41 yards. Barnhart to Hurd.
A 41-yard touchdown pass from Barnhart to Hurd. Makes it 7-6. Point after pending, and we're going to check the penalty here. No indication as of yet. Probably be enforced on the kickoff. Personal foul, face mask, Braves. Enforced on the kickoff. There we go. So we guessed all of that correctly. 7-6 and an important PAT coming up. We saw their kicker in warm-ups. He is doing a nice job. This kick is blocked by the Braves. And there were white jerseys all over the place in the backfield. Coleman was there. Joe Schumer was in there for sure. And a huge PAT block by the Braves. Makes the score 7-6. Braves lead with 1:07 left here in the first quarter. We'll see how big that looms later on in the night.
Indeed.
You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports 100.9 KPEG.
100 puntos de Wavy.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio, clicking mice and turning knobs and other such fun things. Thank you so much for joining us here at 100.9 FM and the KPEGradio.com. So with the 15-yard personal foul penalty,
Kickoff from the Brave 45.
Well, let's say try something interesting. This should go about 10 yards deep in the end zone.
We try and pin them deep.
We'll see what the Knights have in mind. 7-6 is our score. Favor of the blue and white. And they'll just kick this one into the end zone for the touchback.
A couple of yards deep.
No time off the clock on that one. 1:07 left here in the first quarter. A 1-point ball game. Braves on top 7-6. Lompoc will take over 1st and 10 at their 20. So far, as advertised, we thought this was going to be a good one this evening. One possession for each team, and we've eaten up just about the entire first quarter of this one. And we should note there is a wonderful contingent of Brave fans across the way. The visitor stands are just about maxed out. Glad to see our fans from Lompoc making the trip over here to the Santa Maria Valley.
3 wide receivers and a stack eye.
Sheldon Canley breaks through the line, gets a little bit of daylight out to about the 28-yard line.
Second down and 2 for the Braves.
Canley, kind of the running back of the future for Lompoc, one would think.
Maybe the running back of the present. Trying to get Coleman mostly working on the defense at linebacker.
2nd and 2. And that looks like Canley again. He'll get wrapped up in the backfield. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. Just a little bit shy. It'll be 3rd down, about 2.5. Which is a little bit of a loss.
Looks like number 35, Daniel Malossi, was in on that tackle.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. I think Coleman is, the coaching staff is trying to rest him up as best they can to work him on the defensive side of the ball. Try and get Canley more involved in offense. And before they get this play off, the first quarter will come to a close. Quick moving first quarter is done. 12 minutes in the books here at St. Joseph High School. Our score is Lompoc 7, St. Joseph 6. You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. I'm going to tell you about another one of our sponsors tonight. Our good friends Mark and Beth Branson over at Branson's Embroidery and Gifts. This year is their first time being with us. We sure appreciate them coming on board and helping us make these broadcasts possible. Branson's Embroidery and Gifts.
First time with us, but definitely not the first time they've been with Lompoc Sports.
Absolutely not. Proud backers of all things Lompoc Valley athletics. So we will turn around and go in the other direction now. Braves will be traveling from right to left on your radio dial. Don't ask me what direction that is because I have no idea.
They're headed north.
Okay. Mike has a compass in his head, and I have a calculator, so together we work pretty well. But
they're headed towards Foster now.
Okay, 3 receivers to the Braves to the right, 1 here to the near side. That's Morgan here to the left. Ross from the shotgun, looking to pass on 1st down. He'll dump this one up to Coleman. And Leandro will get knocked out of bounds at around the 30.
I think they're going to say he did get it.
The official standing right on the 30, and that's where they needed to go. And they'll give it to him. First down, Braves from right at the 30-yard line.
Play was just good for a first down for the Braves out the 30, 1st and 10.
Still amazed at how much the Braves are putting the ball in the air and how successful they've been with it. Again, 4 receiver set. Coleman, the lone back, offset from Ross to his left. Fake to Coleman. Heaves this one deep and overthrows number 9.
And he was wide open, 5 yards deep behind everybody.
Christian Duarte Tenorio, the intended receiver, and you're right, Mackie, he had a couple of steps on the defense, and that ball just flew a little too far. 2nd and 10, Braves. Coleman still in there as the running back. Here's from the pistol. Coleman will get it. Nice big gap. Breaks into the secondary.
Oh, what a move.
Makes a nice move. Gets to midfield and knocked out of bounds at about the 45. Coleman's best run of the night. Nice little jig there right about midfield to break a tackle. And that'll move the chains for the Braves. First down at the St. Joseph 46-yard line is where they'll put it. Coleman will come out. Canley back in. 2 receivers to either side for the Braves. Ross back in the pistol. Fakes it to Canley, keeps it himself, and gets wrapped up back at the line of scrimmage for no gain. If he got back there.
Maybe a yard. Half a yard.
No gain on the play.
They're going to back him up about a yard, actually, to the 47. That'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Braves. That one didn't work like they planned it. Two to either side for the Braves.
Callan is not.
Ross will tuck this one down. Flag goes down as Ross goes down at about the 42.
And unless they turn it down, this one's going to be going back. There was a holding in the middle of the line.
In the backfield.
The officials make that official. And the question is, will they accept it? Yes, they will, apparently.
8 yards will be one out from the point of the infraction. Moving the ball back to the 39-yard line.
All the way back to the 39 goes the ball.
2nd down, 45 yards to go for the Braves.
Still 2nd down for Lompoc. That's the good news, but it's a long way. They got it all the way down to the 37. About 25 yards away to first down. Ross, a little delay handoff right up the middle. That's Tenorio. Somebody got him by the ankle and dragged him down at the 43.
Number 8, the ball here, that's Oscar Tenorio. Josiah Acosta making the tackle.
Josiah Acosta makes the tackle for the Knights.
3rd down, 21 yards to go.
Gain of about 4 out to the 43 of the Braves. It'll be 3rd down and a long 21 yards to go for Lompoc. 7-6 is our score here. Inside 10 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. The Braves lead, and they have the ball. Looking at 3rd and long. Ross from the shotgun. Heaves this one. Looking for Morgan. Broken up at the 20-yard line. Incomplete. And a beautiful defensive play.
Yeah, a little bit underthrown, but that was a beautiful recovery.
Tyler Williams there to knock that one away. It looked for a moment like Ryan Morgan was going to sky up and bat that one like we have seen him do many times so far this season. But Tyler Williams, having none of that, knocked it away at the last second for the incompletion. And that will force the Braves to punt on 4th and 21. That was well done defensively. And our first punt of the evening.
Indeed, with 9:35 to go.
One man deep back at the 20. High, short kick, angled to the far side, bounces it around the 30. And
loses a yard or two.
Bounces back out to about the 35. Takes a St. Joe bounce of about 4 or 5 yards, where it is downed by the Braves. So the Knights will take over what it looks like they are 36. First and 10 with 9 minutes, 26 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's a 7-6 ball game. The Bidders from Lompoc leading the hometown St. Joseph Knights. Both teams scored on their first possessions. Lompoc punted away on their second. Let's see what the Knights can do.
Braves had a couple opportunities.
And movement on the line once again, and flags come flying to stop this play before it starts. And let's see who they're going to get.
Once again, the Lompoc defense across the line of scrimmage, fires the snap, 5 yards.
They're leaning the other direction, however. There's a zebra huddle at the 35 to decide which way this is going to go. And we still have no indication. Well, start. They'll call it against the Knights.
5 yards back to the 31-yard line.
The Braves did cross into the neutral zone across the line of scrimmage, but they were drawn off apparently. So back up the Knights 5 yards. It'll be first and 15 from the 31. Two receivers up top, one here to the near side. Barnhart takes the shotgun snap, looking to throw all the way, plenty of time. Throws deep down the middle, got a man open, and can't hang on at the 30-yard line. Oh, my goodness. In and out of the hands and incomplete.
I tell you, for a couple teams that historically have pretty much been a running game type of squads, this has definitely been...
They are airing it out tonight.
Chuck and duck.
That was Darian Langley out there that couldn't corral that one. Ball was right on the money by Barnhart.
A little bit long at about Lompoc 35.
Second down and 15. Again, Barnhart to pass. This one through the hands of midfield and incomplete. That one just a little bit high.
A little bit high, but still catchable.
Devin Guggia, the intended receiver, out of the backfield, and it'll be a third down and long. Third down and 15 from the 31. That stops the clock with 9 minutes, 14 seconds left here in the second quarter. 7-6 is our score. The Braves lead St. Joseph Knights. Barnhart goes to the sideline to tap it over, and now comes back onto the field with the play. You get the feeling the Knights would really like to win this one, Mike.
Indeed.
They're 0-14 against Lompoc coming into the game this evening. Barnhart scrambles away from pressure. Now got plenty of time. He'll tuck it away. Looks for a blocker. Puts it back inside and gets out to about the 38-yard line.
Picks up about 8 or 9, but that's going to be well short of a first down.
They'll put it at the 39-yard line, and you're right, Mike. Fourth down and about 7. And after both teams scored on their first possessions of the evening, both teams will punt away their second possessions.
Will be put at the 38.
Joker Dickerson back deep for the Braves, standing at his own 25-yard line. Nice kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 29.
Surrounded by Knights.
29-yard line.
So we've got 8 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Our score is Lompoc 7, St. Joseph 6. And the Braves will have the ball first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
With 8:22 remaining in the second quarter.
Headlined by Stretchen from the St. Joseph concession stand.
I love the press box here at St. Joseph, by the way. It's kind of old school. There's no windows. It's open air. We do have a roof over our heads, but we have a clear, clean view with no glass or anything in front of us. It's a nice place to be.
I think it's a nice, mild evening.
Sheldon Canley takes the handoff. He'll go down as the flag comes down.
Sheldon Canley, the ball carrier.
Canley got about a yard is all, up to the 30.
Did a good job of making him move laterally instead of horizontally down the field.
Flag is very much in the holding area where you might expect, and that is the case.
Penalty again in the backfield. Against Lompoc.
So 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which was the 28-yard line.
20-yard line where the Braves will play first down and about.
So moving back to the 18. Still first down, but now first down on a bunch. The Braves will send 3 receivers up to the right. Ryan Morgan alone here to the left side. Kevin Ross from the shotgun with Canley in the backfield. Ross to throw. Throw is incomplete over on the 35-yard line. Intended for Duarte Tenorio.
Yeah, and he got popped pretty good into that one.
It'll be second down. Second and 21 for the Braves. Stop clock with a large airplane on the scoreboard. 7:47 left here in the second quarter.
Braves still leading by 8 points, 7-6.
4 receiver set once again for Lompoc. Delay handoff. Coleman breaks it outside. Another flag comes out. And Coleman goes out of bounds at about the 27. This is probably going to be another hold against the Braves. Flag is at the 18-yard line. And there it is. Holding Lompoc. It's got to be driving Coach Jones nuts. This one will be half the distance, I believe.
And the penalty is 24 to the infraction.
Remember, possession started at the 29.
Ball back to the 9-yard line.
It's now back to the 9. So the Braves are going 20 yards in the wrong direction. Still second down.
30 yards to go.
But they got to get all the way out to the 39-yard line. It's second and 30. Joker Dickerson takes the pitch on the sweep. And he's going to get maybe 5 yards on the left side out to about the 16.
Down here to the 16-yard line.
Pickup of about 7.
Good down, 23 yards.
See where they spot that.
3rd and 23, Greg.
That's what do you got in the playbook for 3rd and 23?
Find Ryan Morgan.
Find Ryan Morgan deep, yes. Clock running, 7 minutes left till halftime. 7-6 is our score. The Braves on top, and they're looking at a 3rd and a bunch from their own 16. 4 receivers set for the Braves. 3 left, 1 up top. Coleman, the lone back with Kevin Ross. Ross, shovel pass up front, complete. Finding some room on the far side, but it gets across the 30 to about the 31.
Short pass from Ross and carries it beyond the 30-yard.
That was Joker Dickerson on the catch and run. It's going to come up well short of the first down, however, at the 32. Away 4th down and about 7 for the Braves. They picked up a good chunk, but not enough, and Lompoc will be forced to punt this one away as we approach the halfway mark here in the second quarter. 1 man deep for the Knights. High, sky, and kick. Oh, fumble. Fair catch called for. Ball is loose at the 45. Who's got it? The Braves do. Oh, my goodness. With great hang time on that kick. And it was short. The deep man had to run up about 10 yards to make the catch. Couldn't secure it. And with the hang time, the Braves defense was there right on the spot.
I didn't see who got that for Lompoc, but there was a cloud around.
There was 3 Braves jerseys right there waiting for that one to hit the ground, and it did. So somebody in a white jersey covered that up, and the Braves are in business, 1st and 10 at the Knights 44.
6:01 to go in the quarter.
And make a note of that play, folks, if the Braves come up a winner tonight. Ross fakes the handoff, throwing deep on the far sideline. This one is jump ball and incomplete at about the 10-yard line.
I tell you, you talk about a guy fighting for a ball. That was
2 guys fighting for a ball, actually.
yeah.
Incomplete pass and another penalty flag down. This one looks like it's going to get marched off against Lompoc again. The penalty bug biting the Braves here in the first half tonight.
Yeah, we won't mention where it's been biting them, but it definitely has.
Move the ball back to the 49-yard line. 1st down and 15. Two receivers to either side for Lompoc. Hanley in the backfield this time. Ross from the shotgun.
That's going to be
and
another 5 against the Braves. As we have motion by one of the wideouts.
My goodness, another 5, you're right. Back to the 46. Still 1st down, 1st and 20, however.
Triple Nichols on the board at 55.
5 receivers for the Braves. Kevin Ross in an empty backfield. And another flag. Inside screen to Brian Morgan is complete for no gain, basically.
Absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, this is going to be, so we wait for the official call. It's going to be against the Braves, I think. You wonder if they would want to maybe take the play. I'm still waiting for it. We're discussing it with the St. Joseph coaches. And it is offsides Braves, false start. So they will accept the penalty, move the ball back to the 41. And for the second possession in the row, the Braves practicing retrograde motion and moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, they are literally headed south.
In more ways than one. After all of this, it's still 1st down, now 1st and 25. Coleman back in the backfield for the Braves. 2 receivers to either side. Coleman gets the handoff, supposed to go inside, cuts it left, and then takes a slip on the turf as he tries to cut it back inside at the hash.
Pick up of about 6 or 7.
Back to the 46. I think we were there a penalty or so ago. 2nd down and 20 from the 46. They need to get down to the 34 on the other side of the 50. As we approach 5 minutes left here in the first half. 7-6, Braves lead. Trying to catch up with the chains. Ross falls down as he throws. And this one is
They're going to say he caught it.
complete at the sideline. Diving catch by Christian Duarte Tenorio.
Yep. Very good job.
At the St. Joseph 41-yard line.
Move that one into Knights territory down to the 41. And now they've got a 3rd and manageable Third and about 7. And he caught that.
Perhaps 2 down territory for the Braves.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. 4.5 left here till halftime. Coleman in the backfield. Ross looking to throw. Throws this one
Wide.
high and wide left.
Tried to find either Daniels or Duarte Tenario. They kind of split the two of them.
So that will bring up 4th down for the Braves. They're at the 41-yard line again in that kind of no man's land. I would expect the Braves to try and pull off a 4th down conversion here. Coleman will head to the sideline. And the Braves will go for it on 4th and 7. Ross from the shotgun. Tenorio in the backfield, and a quick kick by Kevin Ross. Try and catch him off guard, and a nice roll. He's going to get down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Well, that was incredibly effective by the Braves and completely unexpected.
Got about 9 yards additionally.
So a quick kick by the quarterback with nobody back to receive. And a nice roll. And all of a sudden, the Knights find themselves with their backs up against the end zone with 4:03 left till halftime. Braves lead 7-6, courtesy of a blocked point after in the first quarter.
And surprisingly enough, Lompoc has gotten a couple of really nice plays from their special teams,
which has been kind of the sore spot for Lompoc coming in so far. So out of the end zone, Barnhart looking to pass on 1st down, throwing deep down the near sideline. And a nice catch by number 4, Tyler Williams. And if he had been able to maintain his balance, he stumbled forward, he would have been able to sprint down the sideline for a touchdown, but he had to fight to stay up to catch the ball, and
he skied to get that one. It was not bad coverage. He just high pointed the ball and went up.
Absolutely right. So that gives the Knights a lot of breathing room. 1st and 10 at their own 43, 42-yard catch and stumble for that one. And flags before this play gets underway.
And that was going against the Braves as well. Offside.
So Braves having problems with penalties this evening.
5 yards.
My goodness.
The Knights first down, 1st and 5.
1st and 5 now from the 48-yard line. Clock running, 3.5 left here in the first half. 7-6 Lompoc lead. 4 receivers for the Knights, 2 to either side. Barnhart from the shotgun. Plenty of time to throw. He throws this one complete.
That's going to be a 1st down.
Complete to Langley at the Lompoc 43-yard line. The right back did the change for St. Joe. 1st and 10 Knights at the Braves 43-yard line. That stops the clock with 3:14 remaining here in the second quarter. Barnhart will come in with the play.
Just did manage to get a foot down inbounds.
A lot of things different about this Braves team than what we've grown accustomed to over the last few years. Barnhart again from the shotgun. Again, plenty of time. Throwing deep to the end zone. And this one is picked off by Dickerson. Joker Dickerson with the interception in the end zone. And Joker, is he excited? He is sprinting all the way up the field to the Lompoc sideline. And a big turnover by the Braves. We'll give them possession at the 20-yard line.
Back to the 20-yard line.
And we talked about Joker Dickerson, when this season first started, to keep an eye on him because he's really versatile. You can use him on special teams. You can use him on both sides of the ball. He shows his agility and his speed right there to run under that one and come up with the turnover. So the Braves will take over 1st and 10 at their 20. 3:05 left here in the second quarter. Two receivers for the Braves. Ross under center, delay. Tenorio finds his way into the secondary, cuts it outside, does a little high step at the 45, and gets out to the, where are we going to put it?
Almost midfield.
Yeah. And we got a flag at the 35. This one's coming back. Another hold against Lompoc. And the Braves fans don't like it. Can hear their reaction all the way over here. So that wipes out the best run of the night for Lompoc and brings the ball back to the 25-yard line.
So it'll be first down and 5.
Very atypical of the Braves to commit all these penalties.
Yep.
But that will be a point of discussion at halftime.
Well, and the ability of the Braves, or disability of the Braves to run the ball with any consistency.
And there's an example of it as we go up the middle for a couple. And a little bit of a shuffle and a scuffle. As Jacob Nunez lost his helmet and kind of took offense to it. He'll have to go to the sideline for a play. And then that's actually a big deal. Jacob Nunez is the heart of that O-line. Second and short for the Braves. Oscar breaks through across the 35 to up to 37. That'll be a first down.
Right up the middle.
Nothing fancy about that. Just give it to number 8 and let's see what happens.
With 2:16 to go in the quarter.
And counting. 1st and 10 Braves from their own 37-yard line. 7-6 is our score. Lompoc leads St. Joseph.
In a rather up and down game.
Ross from under center. The delay. Oscar again. Oscar with some more room. Gets out to midfield.
Right at the 50. Pick up a 13. 1:49 to go.
Right at the 50-yard line they place it. 1st and 10 Braves from there. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining here in the half. Braves not interested in using one at this point.
Braves now actually picking up some yardage on the ground.
Back to the air we go. Quick pass complete and out of bounds.
Quick 4 yards and out of bounds. To Duarte Tenorio.
We put it at the 47-yard line of the Knights. Pick up of 3, 2nd and 7 from there. Clock running a minute. Clock stopped at 1:30. Went out of bounds. Three receivers up top. One here to the near side. Fake the handoff. Kevin Ross throws this one incomplete. Threw that one off his front foot as he got bumped a little bit.
Yep. Trying to get that to Joker Dickerson and a little bit wide.
Incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 7 from the 47. Stops the clock with 1:24 left in the half. Braves up 1, 7-6. Both teams scored on their first possession of the evening. And it's been a scoreless tie since then. Three receivers up top, again to the near side, and whistles and flags, or just whistles. Nope, just whistles. Timeout break. So with 1:23 remaining on the first half clock, our score is Lompoc 7, St. Joseph 6, and the Braves will take their second timeout. They have 1 remaining. It gives us a moment to tell you about another one of our sponsors, our good friends, Rick and Lisa Friedrich of Friedrich Quality Plumbing. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate your long-term support. I've been doing this for 24 years, and I think you've been with me every one of them. So thanks, guys. Friedrich Quality Plumbing. If you see him on the street, you see Rick driving around in that big orange truck of his, stop him and tell him thanks.
Yeah. If you're trying to find him during the spring, probably find him over at the baseball field.
Yep. – 7-6 Braves lead with 1:23 left in the half. Lompoc will come back out after they decide what they're going to do on 3rd and 7.
We've got Duarte Tenorio wide left, and then triplets over on the top. One running back.
Ross back to pass, hit as he throws, and incomplete. Somebody got him on the arm. Now that will bring up 4th down for the Braves, 4th and 7. Clock stop at 1:19 left in the half. Braves will undoubtedly go for this one under the circumstances. They'll send 2 receivers to either side. We got Dickerson and Duarte Tenorio left.
Tenorio is the lone back.
Ross, another drop kick.
Or at least quick kick.
Quick kick, yep, and effective, but not as effective as it was last time. This one will go dead at the 22. So you don't see that often, and we've seen it not only twice tonight, but 2 possessions in a row. So with 1:09 left here in the halftime clock, the Knights will take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. See how.
As long as they're not going to send anybody back,
yeah,
keep doing it.
See how aggressive the Knights want to be here. With 1:09 and 78 yards to go.
Probably air out a couple.
2 receivers to either side. And they'll do a little draw play. Trying to get to the near sideline, and they'll go out of bounds after a gain of about 5 or so.
That was Guzia.
Looks like they put it at the 29-yard line. Gain of 7. That'll be 2nd and 3. Got out of bounds to stop the clock. 1:02 left. The Knights have 2 timeouts remaining. And 1:02 to go. So they've got some time. And we've seen that they're not afraid to air it out. That's for sure. They're throwing some deep ones already tonight. Two receivers up top. 2 down here. Back to pass. Threw this one incomplete across the middle.
Yep, had a guy crossing and threw it behind him.
It's a Geronimo, the intended receiver. Threw it to, yep. He crossed and then the ball came by. So. Incomplete pass will bring up 3rd and 7, 58.6 seconds remaining here in the half. It's a 7-6 Lompoc lead. The Knights will send 3 receivers up to the top this time. 1 here to the near side, the short side of the field. Barnhart rolling left, takes the delay handoff. Lucia cuts it to the other way.
It's going to be very close to a first down. He's going to have a first down.
Yep, he'll get out to close to the 35. That's enough to move the chains.
The latest fish flop gave him the first down. 51.1 seconds.
Clock stops momentarily to move the chains. Now it's running with 45 seconds to go. St. Joseph not in any particular hurry here, taking a lot of time. Still haven't snapped the ball with 33 seconds to go. There we go. Barnhart now, plenty of time. Throwing deep, beautiful looking ball, but it's out of bounds and incomplete.
Incomplete pass.
Tried to give another one past Joker Dickerson, and that was not happening.
Tyler Williams out there trying to catch that one, and it's incomplete for 2nd and 10 from the 35. Clock stop now with 26.3 seconds till halftime. That's one way to save a timeout, I guess.
Yeah. Well, got 4 down. So I would imagine something fairly similar. Basically,
Barnhart. Screen pass all set up beautifully on the far side, the blockers and everything, and it follows incomplete over through the receiver.
yeah, there was immediate pressure coming from the outside, and I think that was Dickerson again.
Lucia, the intended receiver, had 3 linemen out in front of him, so that could have gone somewhere.
It wasn't Dickerson, it was Gayton.
No.
Charging in from his linebacker spot.
3rd down now, 3rd and 10 from the 35. Exactly 22 ticks remaining on the first half clock. 7-6 is our score. The Braves on top. Knights trying to punch something in before halftime. Little delay. Ruggia with a yard, and that's all.
Just a yard out to the 36 yard line.
And now they'll call a timeout. 4th down. Matter of fact, timeout Braves.
Timeout on field, charge.
The Braves will stop the clock with 8.6 seconds remaining. That's their final timeout of the half.
We'll make some punt.
Yep. Who knows? Well, maybe get a to return in a quick one.
Yeah.
It's 7-6 is our score. The Braves lead with 8.6 seconds remaining until half. A little surprised by that last offensive play by the Knights if they wouldn't give it one more shot. It'll be 4th and 9.
Well, I'm not sure I'd trust them on this one. They're lining up to punt, but
I would be a little suspicious.
With 8.5 seconds to go.
Joker Dickerson back to receive, standing about his 30.
Yeah.
We know he can motor. He can get his hands on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Low snap. Kick is away, though.
Kind of a low line drive kick.
Dickerson fields it up to 32, tries to get to the outside, picks up a big block, and it gets up into the 45.
And 0's on the clock.
That will bring the first half to a close here at St. Joseph High School. Our halftime score is the Lompoc Braves 7, the St. Joseph Knights 6. We thought this was going to be a good one, folks, and it hasn't let us down so far. A 1-point game halfway through. How do you like it, Mike? Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
It's been exciting, but perhaps a little more exciting than it needed to be.
You think this was fun? Wait till the second half. In the meantime, we're going to send you back to the studio for some pertinent information about things going on around the Lompoc Valley. So we'll come back in about 20 minutes or so for a second half. Hope you'll stay with us. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
I got smart about mortgages. Now, it's my house I go home to.
I got smart about college. Now my kid's off to a great start.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org.
I got smart about health insurance. Now both my finances and I are healthy.
Smartaboutmoney.org is a free online resource from the National Endowment for Financial Education. We're an independent nonprofit foundation dedicated to helping people just like you get sound information about money.
I got smart about protecting my job. Now, I'm doing better than ever.
For everything from how to build an emergency fund to how to deal with job uncertainty, smartaboutmoney.org has the answers you're looking for.
I got smart about credit cards. Now paper or plastic has a whole new meaning.
Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hey, football fans, do you have friends or family that live out of town but still like to follow Lompoc Valley football? Let them know that KPEG's game coverage is also streaming live on the web. Just send them to kpegradio.com and they can catch all of the action no matter where they are. That's kpegradio.com, brought to you by your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. KPEG listeners, have we got a deal for you? Now, we know you enjoy hearing all of our great music and special programming, but how would you like to hear yourself on your favorite radio station? Too good to be true, you say? No way! If you are a dedicated KPEG fan, you're invited to stop by the studio and record your very own station ID or tribute. We'll add it to our rotation, so when you tune into KPEG, you just might hear yourself on the air. Give us a call at 875-2750. That's 875-2750, and we'll tell you how. It's simple, it's fun, it's free, and it's right here on Lompoc's very own 100.9 KPEG. The CB Home for Dogs Project is holding a donation drive/adopt-a-thon this weekend to benefit the Lompoc Animal Shelter, the Santa Barbara County Animal Services, and the Veterans Stand Down event. Donations of dog collars, leashes, beds, blankets, bowls, and other items are being accepted. There will also be a special event at the animal shelter from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday, when Coldwell Banker will pay 50% of all adoption fees. There will also be free raffle prizes and refreshments. So, help a pet in need this weekend by calling 805-735-7755 for more information. The Lompoc Library is once again offering free homework help. The Homework Club is held in the Children's Department of the Lompoc Library and is available to all students kindergarten through 12th grade. A volunteer tutor is there to help every Tuesday and Wednesday from 3:30 to 5:30 throughout the school year. Homework Club is a drop-in program, so there is no need to register. For more information on the Homework Club, call the Lompoc Library at 875-8781. By now, you've probably figured out that KPEG is not your ordinary average radio station. In fact, we're anything but ordinary. First, you'll never ever hear a commercial on KPEG. We're all about the music. And how about that music? We play more music with more variety than any other station in the area. And not just the standard tunes you hear everywhere else. Sure, we play rock and oldies and your favorite classic rock songs, but we'll also introduce you to some deep tracks that you might not have heard. Some new rock, and even some bands that are a bit off the mainstream. That's what makes KPEG so unique. Well, that and our exclusive live sports coverage, but the point is that KPEG is different by design. Enjoy it. We're 100.9 KPEG.
Dad! Come on! Over here! Look at this, Dad! Over... Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, biking, fishing, or camping. Or do your own thing when you get there with family and friends. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We hope you are enjoying tonight's game featuring the Lompoc Braves and the St. Joseph Knights. Join us again next week as we travel with the Braves when they open Channel League play against the Santa Ynez Pirates. Tune in for the pregame show at 6:45 when we feature an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then get ready for the 7 o'clock kickoff. It's the Lompoc Braves versus the Santa Ynez Pirates, and you can hear it commercial-free on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
The City Council meetings are your window into how Lompoc works. You can even speak to the council and let them know how you feel. But if you can't be there in person, you can always follow along on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and the web at cityoflompoc.com. That's right, we'll be there on the first and third Tuesday of every month, bringing you all the comments, discussions, and votes. So tune in for a live trimulcast of your City Council meetings, only on TAP TV, KPEG Radio, and cityoflompoc.com.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Fire, flood, hazardous spills, active shooter, extreme weather. In Santa Barbara County, there are things you need to know. If we can't reach you, we can't alert you. Sign up for Santa Barbara County Emergency Alerts today. To receive alerts via email, cell, and landline, sign up online at www.awareandprepare.org. Or for limited emergency information, text your zip code to 888-777 because you need to know.
The Lompoc Theater Project presents an artist festival for everyone. It's Lompoc Chalks, October 11th, 12th, and 13th in downtown Lompoc. Join the fun on the corner of I Street and Cypress Avenue, where you'll find chalk murals, live music, vendors, sips and bites, and a whole lot more. Proceeds go to the Lompoc Theater Restoration Project. So enjoy Lompoc Chalks Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 11th through 13th, while supporting a great cause. For more information on Lompoc Chalks or the Theater Project, please visit lompoctheater.org.
Hello, I'm Samantha Scroggin, Community Relations Manager with the City of Lompoc. Let's tune in to what's happening in Lompoc. We want your input as the City of Lompoc develops a pedestrian and bicycle master plan. Learn more and take the survey in English or Spanish on our city's website. Looking for something fun to do this fall in Lompoc? Our Lompoc Recreation Division has something for everyone. Check out the recreation page on our city's website. Visit our City of Lompoc website at cityoflompoc.com for more information on these programs and events and more. And be sure to follow the City of Lompoc on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for all of the latest news in the city. Thanks for joining us for this City of Lompoc news update. We'll talk to you next time when we tune in Lompoc.
Don't have a car? Too far to walk? Bike in the shop? Welcome aboard Colt, the City of Lompoc Transit. Sit back and let us do the driving. Colt serves the communities of Lompoc, Mission Hills, and Vandenberg Village. We offer comfort, low fares, convenience, free transfers, and great service. For more information and free trip planning assistance, give us a call at 736-7666 or visit us on the web at cityoflompoc.com/transit.
So, you want to know what's new on KPEG? Well, we've created the perfect solution, and we call it KPEG New Tracks. Every week, we'll showcase some of the new songs we've recently added to the mix, plus preview some tracks that haven't even made it into rotation yet. From indie to heavy metal, you'll hear some great new additions to the library, complete with artist and song title information. And who knows, one of them may turn out to be your next favorite song. Can you afford not to listen? It's KPEG New Tracks. Catch it every Friday night at 6 p.m. right here on your home for the greatest collection of rock and roll on the planet, 100.9 KPEG.
Rich is just a really good guy. The term good egg isn't enough to describe him. He's also certified organic and free range. Rich puts the cap back on everything. The toothpaste, the olive oil, the shampoo, everything. He lets his 10-year-old nephew beat him at virtual tennis, even though he can straight up slay his 10-year-old nephew in virtual tennis. When the toilet paper is running low, Rich replaces the roll on the actual holder, not just on the back of the toilet. Rich is texting and driving. Rich? No. What are you doing, Rich? I was just telling everyone how great you are. Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
There's a chill in the night air. There's pumpkins everywhere. And it can only mean one thing. It's almost time for KPEG's Hardcore Halloween Celebration. Listen in on the 31st as we play specially selected Halloween-themed tunes all day long. Then at 6 o'clock, the gloves come off and the masks go on as we dive deep into the darker side of Halloween rock, playing non-stop hardcore heavy metal Halloween tracks until midnight. Join us and prepare to be rocked to the bone. It's KPEG's Hardcore Halloween, starting at 6 o'clock on Halloween night. Be there, if you dare.
Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange?
I shop and cook for my mom every week. I help my dad pay his bills.
I take my wife to the doctor.
Am I a caregiver?
Are you caring for a senior parent, spouse, or friend? Do you spend time helping with meals, shopping, or personal care? Are you stressed? Do you have less time for yourself? You are not alone. Nearly 1 in 6 people in Lompoc are caregivers. Visit caringtogetherlompoc.org or call 925-9554.
You're listening to the Game of the Week on KPEG. It's halftime, so grab a snack, refresh your beverage, then settle back into your favorite chair. The second half kickoff is coming up soon, right here on 100.9 FM KPEG.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, alright, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cold time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
We hope you are enjoying tonight's game featuring the Lompoc Braves and the St. Joseph Knights. Join us again next week as we travel with the Braves when they open Channel League play against the Santa Ynez Pirates. Tune in for the pregame show at 6:45 when we feature an exclusive interview with Braves head coach Andrew Jones. Then get ready for the 7 o'clock kickoff. It's the Lompoc Braves versus the Santa Ynez Pirates, and you can hear it commercial-free on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
Hi, I'm
Casey Farah, your host for KPEG's local music hour. Playing music from Lompoc and the surrounding cities. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. Right here on KPEG 100.9 FM.
Make a difference in your community and apply to be on the grand jury of Santa Barbara County. The grand jury investigates county government, municipalities, and special districts' use of your tax dollars. Jurors see the inner workings of government, not available to most people. And for the convenience of northern Santa Barbara County grand jurors, video conferencing is now available in Santa Maria. Apply today at sbcgj.org or pick up an application at any Santa Barbara County courthouse.
Hey Lompoc, now that your newest, bestest, most favoritist radio station is up and running, why not put us to work? If your organization has a nonprofit event or fundraiser coming up, let KPEG help spread the word. Just submit your public service announcement at least 2 weeks in advance and we'll handle the rest. Call us at 875-2750 for details. That's 875-2750. After all, KPEG is your community radio station. Serving you is what we do. Well, welcome back to St. Joseph High School, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Ratcliffe here, along with Mike Loney, Judy Baker back in the studio. We are just about to get ready to get started here in the second half of this one. It's a 7-6 Lompoc lead. What has been an interesting ball game, punctuated by a lot of Lompoc penalties. But I'm sure they had a discussion about it at halftime. What is your takeaway from the first half, Mike?
Well, the inability to get anything really going in the running game has just been astounding for us old Lompoc hands.
And when they did get something going, it was generally called back by a holding penalty.
Yes. We should note that Lompoc hasn't lost 3 games in the season, except for once under Andrew Jones. They're 1 point up in this one.
And even that year, they won a CIF championship, didn't they?
They did pretty well. Ended up.
All up at the 40-yard line. Number 4, Aldo.
So here we go to start the second half. The Braves will kick off, and this one will go out of bounds about the 30. That'll draw a flag.
And I guess what we start the second half with, right?
The one thing that we didn't want to have, a penalty flag.
Mm-hmm. Kick over 5 opponents.
If it's possible to feel too good about it, at least you can say, even with all those penalties in the first half, you're still leading.
Yeah.
You're still ahead.
Yep. Officials are going to have their laundry done after this one because they keep throwing their yellow hankies on the ground.
First and 10 after the penalty at the 35-yard line. That's where the Knights will start. They find themselves down 1 point as we get underway here in the third quarter. Barnhart throwing on first down, looking left all the way. Now, nobody open. Scrambling. And he'll go down for loss. And that was the definition of a coverage sack. He had nowhere to go with the ball. Good job with the Lompoc secondary.
Second down and 14.
Luke Gardner back there and Joe Schumer doing a good job covering everybody up. It's a loss all the way back to the 31. Will be second down and 14.
And he danced out to the right, danced to the middle, danced back to the right, and finally tracked him down.
Second and 14. Barnhart from the shotgun again. Handoff this time.
Nice block.
Gougie out to the 38. Not quite to the 40.
Well, actually, we're at 38. We have third down and 7.
Looks like third down and 6-ish. St. Joe up to the line quickly. Look like they're trying to hard count to get the Braves to jump. That had no effect. So now they'll reset. 3 receivers to the left, 1 here to the short side of the field. Barnhart back to pass, looking left all the way. Throws, complete, and out of bounds at the far sideline. Up to about the 46. That's enough for a first down. That, I believe, was Darian Langley on the catch. All the way out to the St. Joe 46. First and 10 Knights from there. Just underway here in the third quarter of action. Lompoc leads 7-6.
Nice job picking up the blitz by Gugio. They're going to roll. We're now rolling right. Plenty of time. Throws this one in and out of the hands at the 40-yard line. Intended for Tyler Williams. Hit him in a bad spot. Yeah.
Right in the hands. It'll be 2nd and 10. Got a couple of shout-outs to do tonight, Mike.
Indeed.
Indeed. Little howdy to Rich back home.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for not saying no. Daniel and Sammy, of course, got to get them in.
Indeed.
And, of course, our friends in New Mexico way, Eric and Deb listening tonight on KPEGradio.com. Hi, guys.
And you better say hi to Mary or you're going to be in real trouble.
Pass deflected and incomplete. Intended for Vincent Geronimo. Actually, I don't have to do that tonight, Mike, because she's one of those Blue Jackets across the other side of the field in the visitor stands this evening. So,
well, I might as well throw in saying hi to Dick Dixon.
Oh, hey, Dick.
Listening to us tonight. He wasn't going to be able to make the trip out, so.
Braves fan extraordinaire, Dick Dixon. Third down and 10 for the Knights from the 46-yard line. Low snap. Barnhart's got it. Plenty of time. Throws this one complete and down at the Lompoc 39-yard line. Crossing pattern. That was number 17, Vincent Geronimo, on the catch.
Inside the 40, first and 10.
Third and 10, the Knights convert, and it's 1st and 10 from the Braves' 39-yard line. 2 minutes into the third quarter here. It's a 7-6 Lompoc score, Lompoc lead. 2 receivers to either side. Barnhart again from the shotgun. Plenty of protection. Now it breaks down. Throws on the run. Sits out of the throws. And this one is picked off by guess who? Joker Dickerson, number 10.
Tried to float that one downfield, and I think that was Williams that was down there. And the lighting here isn't superb, but
Joker Dickerson with his 2nd interception of the night.
No, that was number 3. That was down here trying to get it to Langley.
Ball was marked at the 14-yard line of Lompoc. First and 10 for the Braves.
Barnhart was hit as he tried to get that ball away. Threw it into a crowd. And Dickerson is the one that came down with it. So the Braves will have it 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
No return on the interception.
Morgan in motion. The give is up the middle. Out to the 22-yard line goes Oscar Tenorio.
Ball is carried by Oscar Tenorio. About the 22-yard line.
Oh, and just in case she's listening, hi to Rita, too. Tenario again cuts it outside. Now back up the hash marks. Breaks free into the secondary. Still on his feet all the way up to the 50-yard line goes number 8, Oscar Tenario.
And guess what, Greg?
The penalty flag is down. No, that was a towel.
There is no penalty.
I like it. There was a towel down at the 45. I thought it was a flag for a second. So that's the good news. 1st and 10 Braves. The play will stand all the way out to midfield. Morgan in motion. He'll take the pitch on the sweep. And he's wrapped up in the 3 green jerseys. And now a flag is down as Morgan goes down at the line of scrimmage.
Penalty flag on the play.
Yep.
It's in the Braves' backfield, back at the 47-yard line.
So guess what that's likely to be?
Yeah, this could be a bad thing.
Looks like they were talking to the Braves.
Personal foul, face mask. St. Joseph.
15-yard mark off. Takes the ball down to the 30.
Move the ball all the way down to the 34. Those are the kind of penalties the Braves like to see. 1st and 10 from the St. Joe 34-yard line, 8:28 remaining here in the third quarter and counting.
I'm not sure at this point they really want to see any penalties, right? They prefer that one to some of the others.
3 receivers to the left. Ross in the backfield with 2 backs, 1 man in motion. Coleman takes it and dives forward to about the 30.
DeAndre Coleman carries up the middle for a few yards to the 31-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
Looks like about 3 for Coleman. That's under the 31. They'll put it 2nd and 7 from there.
Man in motion was Elijah Perkins.
7-6 is our score. The Braves lead by 1. Coleman will get the carry again. Straight up the middle he goes, down to about the 27-yard line.
Somebody's helmet got ball and loose. Doesn't look like the helmet or the head is in the helmet.
That's all fine. 3rd down and 4 for the Braves. Ball at the 27-yard line.
Night player has to come up and who he wants to say.
2 receivers left for the Braves, 1 up top. Ross from the shotgun. The give is to Coleman again, trying to get 1st down yardage. It looks like he's going to push the pile forward enough to get it. It's inside the 25. Where are they going to put it? At the 24. 1st down, Braves.
7:07. And Greg's over keeping the airplane theme going.
They're getting smaller, though. First down, Braves from the 24. Morgan in motion again. We'll fake the pitch to him and give it to Coleman.
And Harold burrow for a couple.
That's a good way to put it. There was nothing there, and he just kind of stuck his head down and went forward as far as he could. Got down to about the 22. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Braves from the 22. Approaching the halfway mark here in the third quarter. 7-6 is our score. The Braves lead. Oh, pass across the middle, incomplete, intended for
Joe Schumer. Couldn't quite reel it in.
That one had some zing to it. It'll be 3rd and 8. Clock stop with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. Both teams scored on their first possession of the night, and they've been unable to duplicate that since. Morgan in motion again. Again, they'll fake it to him. Again, they'll give it to Coleman. And he'll get down to about the 17. A flag comes in, however, in the middle of the scrum.
Yeah, and he'll be right in front of the goalposts. So if it's good, there's.
And we'll check the flag.
Looks like they're talking to the Lompoc folks.
Face mask again against the St. Joseph Knights.
First down.
So in the first half, it was the Braves having trouble with penalties. Here in the third quarter, it's the Knights shooting themselves in the foot. First down, Braves at the 13. The Braves will take any help they can get at the moment. I'm quite certain of that. 3 receivers set for the Braves, 2 right, 1 left. Ooh, mix up in the backfield as Ross runs into his own back and has to dump this one away before he gets sacked. And that one did not go as they drew it up on the chalkboard. But give Kevin Ross credit for having
thrown it away. Yeah. He took a pretty good hit from his own guy.
Second down and 10 from the 13. Genario and Coleman in the backfield with Ross. And whistles and timeout.
That'll be their first one. 5:50 to go in the third.
7-6 Lompoc lead just over halfway through the third quarter, and we'll take a moment to thank another one of our sponsors this evening. Thank you so much to Robin Dunnitz and the gang over at the Surf Connection. Always right there in line to step up to the plate and help us with our broadcast. We appreciate it. The Surf Connection, folks. Woman of the Year, Robin Dunnitz.
Yeah.
Another one of them are sponsors that have been with us since pretty much since the beginning.
Almost the beginning of time.
It's hard to believe we've been doing this for 24 years.
I, of course, am much younger than that.
24 and 1 to go. More on that later. 5:50 left here in the third. 7-6 Lompoc leads, and we're going to see what they do on 2nd and 10.
Hopefully not what they did on first.
Morgan in the slot left. Ross takes the handoff, throws to the back pylon, lobs it in, and it is touchdown. Didn't know whether he caught that in the field of play or not, but they're saying it's a touchdown, and that was...
Officials did a good job of looking at it, thinking it over. And
that was Christian Duarte Tenario, I believe, in the back corner of the end zone.
The back right corner.
And Kevin Ross just lobbed that one and dropped it right in. Nice pass, nice catch, nice work to keep the feet in. And it's 13-6 with the PAT coming up. And a big booming kick goes through the uprights. 5 minutes, 42 seconds remaining now in the third quarter. Lompoc on the board once again. It's Braves 14, Knights 6. You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG.
100 punto.
That's Mike. I'm Greg. Judy's back in the studio, and you are where you are. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, wherever you are. We appreciate you tuning in to 100.9 FM and KPEGradio.com. Next week, of course, the Braves will be starting league play as they head over to that other valley Weather Valley to the east to take on the Santa Ynez Pirates in Game 1 of their Channel League season. That should be a good one.
Yeah.
We will be there, of course, to bring that to you live at 7 o'clock. Hope you can join us.
And we're hearing, Greg, that the Dodgers are beating the Giants. For those of you who are paying some attention to Major League Baseball.
So with a 14-6 lead now, the Braves will kick off. A low line drive kick will take a bounce and get fielded at about the 10.
Nice cut outside.
Ooh. And a nice tackle at the 25. And that was Forte Tenario cutting down the returner.
And got all kinds of flags flying.
A scuffle in the middle of the field, and you're right, 2 yellow flags out. It was a short-lived scuffle. Personal foul. Both teams offset.
We have offsetting personal fouls.
And so that's one of those no harm, no foul fouls, I guess. If there is such a thing. The Knights will take over. Where are they going to put it? 1st and 10 looks like the 26-yard line. Yep. Good guess. 5 minutes, 37 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Lompoc has now upped its lead. It's 14-6 Braves. Barnhart looking to pass. Plenty of protection. Still big pocket. Goes across the middle, complete. Schumer will throw him down at the 35. That's Geronimo on the catch. And he is still down after a hard tackle by Joe Schumer. And some of the folks here on the St. Joe sideline are not happy with the way that play ended.
No.
There's already been a little bit of chippiness.
Pickup of about 9 on that one. Very close to the first down.
And we'll put it right at the 35, and it'll be 2nd and 1. But Vincent Geronimo still down on the field.
I don't think that was a dirty hit by Schumer. He wrapped him up. There was another Brave that assisted him.
Geronimo will be helped off the field. It's a left leg problem. So it really didn't have anything to do with the tackle itself, just the way he went down, I think.
Wishing was good out to the 35 yard.
No, there was nothing dirty about the hit. It was just a tough football tackle. And we'll wish Mr. Geronimo the best and hope it's nothing serious. 2nd and 1 now for the Knights. To the ground game they go.
Yeah. Nice run out to the 40.
Usually out to the 40. Got about 6, and that'll be first down for the Knights from their own 40-yard line. Clock running. 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Lompoc leads 14-6.
This is the third game that Lompoc is playing this season against the Mountain League. So far, they are 0-2.
Hoping to change that tonight.
Another good run by Guzia. Probably a little under 5.
Not quite to the 45. Well, we'll call it a, yep. Yeah, not quite to the 45. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. A couple of good back-to-back runs by Guzia. As we mentioned, the St. Joseph Knights have never defeated the Lompoc Braves. This is their 15th meeting of all time. And the Braves have won the prior 14.
Yeah, starting in 1984.
Back to pass on 2nd and 5 is Barnhart. Now under pressure, gets away from 1. Now rolling to his right, throws on the move, got a man, complete at the 30, and down. And you got to give a lot of credit to Hunter Barnhart for getting away from the pressure in the backfield and keeping that play alive.
Call him Houdini Barnhart on that one.
Very well done, and a first down for the Knights at the Braves 30. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage they go. Back to the ground game they go. Gougia up the middle. Finds some nice room. He gets down to the Braves 20-yard line. Pick up about 10 for Devin Gougia. And they get 9.5. Just shy of the 20. It'll be second and less than a yard. Clock running, 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. Braves lead 14-6, but the Knights knocking on the door here a little bit. We'll stick to the ground game. Gougia breaking it to the left. He's going to get submarined after a gain of a few.
He'll pick up the first down now.
I think that was Oscar Tenorio that took his legs out at the 16.
Marking ball around the 16-yard line.
It'll be first down for the Knights from there.
With 2:55 remaining in the third.
That's when you have to start wondering if the Knights can get this touchdown.
Still a lot of time.
What do they do as far as the point after is concerned?
Well,
we'll get to that when we get to that.
If you get to that. But
right now, it's 1st and 10 at the 16.
You know what, Greg? This would be a great time for a turnover.
Well, Joker Dickerson's got two of them. Barnhart fakes the handoff. Rolls right and slides safe at first at the 9-yard line. Speaking of baseball.
7-yard gain, second down and 3 for St. Joseph.
2nd and 3 from the 9-yard line. Barnhart doing the safe slide, the feet first slide.
Yep. And he has a little bit of speed.
Second and 3. Gougia again.
Right up the middle.
Breaks it past the 5 down to about the 3-yard line. And that's going to be first and goal. St. Joe. The ball is at the 4. Clock running now with 1:40 left in the third. 14-6 is our score. The Braves lead, but the Knights are threatening now. Barnhart keeps it on a rollout. He's in standing up. Touchdown, Knights. And a flag comes in after the play. The touchdown should stand. This looks like a dead ball foul after the play. Back at the 5-yard line. We shall see. It's going to be assessed on the kickoff. They haven't told me what it is yet, though. Now they're going to. Personal foul. Lompoc. Forced on the kickoff. So the touchdown stands. It's 14-12. And now it's decision time for the St. Joseph Knights. Do you go for 1? Do you go for 2? We wondered when that first extra point was blocked in the first quarter how important that would loom later on. We're about to find out.
I think they're going to go for it. Certainly huddled over on the sideline. Like
one would think if they were going to kick the extra point, they would have already done it.
Yeah.
So here comes the offense. Barnhart and the offense going out to try the 2-point conversion to tie this game up. Biggest play of the night so far. Here we go for the 2-point conversion. And flags fly. Delay of game.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, what a killer. Delay of game against the Knights. Now what do? Now you're back at the 7-yard line, not the 2. And they're going to stay with the plan. 7-yard two-point conversion attempt. Here we go. Barnhart from the shotgun. One man in motion. Two receivers to the right. Barnhart.
Rolling right.
Now pivoting, going the other way. Now it's getting away from traffic. Throws to the end zone. It's incomplete.
Caught but out of bounds. And we have as I said, the flag down.
Flag down at the 3. Let's see who it's
Back
against.
around the line of scrimmage.
St. Joe seems to think it's against the Braves. That would give them another chance. And that would be a killer chop block against the Braves.
Penalty is indicated as a illegal chop block against Lompoc.
Oh my goodness. So two-point conversion no good, however. We'll get another chance at it with the penalty. Question is, where are they going to put the ball? We're still waiting to find out. Well, they put it back where?
Again, that was an illegal block against Lompoc. Ball will be moved back inside the 5-yard line.
The ball's at the 4. And we'll try this again. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Barnhart, plenty of time. Throws. It's in there. PAT is good. Complete in the end zone. Patrick Bird on the catch. And with 1:30 left here in the third quarter, we've got a tie ball game. It's Lompoc 14, St. Joseph 14. And what a killer penalty that was against the Braves to give them a second opportunity at that two-point conversion. The Braves end up on the short end of this one tonight. Look back at that one.
From numerous penalties.
Oh boy, 1:30 left here in the third, and we're tied up at 14, folks. St. Joseph's set to kick off, and they will do so from an advanced point, I would think. If they've got it teed up with the 40, but they have forgotten to mark off the penalty.
There was a penalty that was intended to be assessed following.
And the PA announcer is going to remind them.
There was a penalty that was supposed to be assessed.
And that's great. St. Joe fans standing up and applauding the PA announcer for reminding them of the penalty that was not assessed. And are we going to do it?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Okay. Good job, Mr. PA. Keep it straight. Keep them in line. So move the ball to the 45 of the Braves. That's where they'll get off. Ah, that's great. I don't. 24 years. I don't think I've ever heard that done. Kudos to the PA game. Okay, so the Knights will kick off from the Braves 45. And they'll just sky this one into the end zone for the touchdown.
It goes into the end zone.
So we got 1:30 left here in the third and a tie ball game, 14-14. Lompoc will have the ball first and 10 at their own 20. And this one is going to go down to the final stanza, Mike.
So it would seem.
Not quite so dramatic in the JV game, however, that happened earlier in this evening.
No, there was not.
Home team St. Joseph Knights coming out on top of that one, 36-0. And it wasn't quite that close from what I understand.
No.
Oscar Tenorio breaking tackles in the backfield and now sprinting down the far sideline. He cannot run most of them, but gets into St. Joseph territory down to the Knights' 46-yard line before they wrestle him down.
He broke about 4 tackles before he got to the line of scrimmage, and then Hit the jets.
Turned on the burners, and there he goes. And a big first down for the Braves down to the 46-yard line of the Knights. Clock running, now approaching 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. The Braves have got three receivers stacked up over on the short side of the field, and they'll run up the middle with Coleman, I believe. We'll get to about the 43.
Pickup of a couple.
Yes, that was Leandre Coleman. Give him 3, 2nd and 7 from the 40, just inside the 43-yard line. Again, trips right for the Braves. Coleman, the deep back. Mixed swing pass to the right, complete.
Yeah, it's going nowhere.
Perkins on the catch. 2 flags come out late on the far sideline. And things are getting a little chippy on the field, I believe.
We're a lot chippy.
Remember, we had offsetting unsportsmanlike or personal fouls earlier.
And the pass was complete to Perkins out in the flat.
Personal foul, St. Joseph. Both flags against St. Joe.
I think they were both the same.
Right.
The personal foul.
So that's going to move the ball all the way inside the St. Joseph 30 to the 28. And, of course, a first down to go along with it.
24.3 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Trips right again for the Braves. Coleman will get the carry. Powers forward to about the 25-yard line. Goes Leandre Coleman.
Boy, there was nothing fancy about that. That was just power right up the middle.
2nd down, 7 yards to go.
And he does have some of that. Power, that is. And that will be the final play of the third quarter.
That play will mark the end of the third quarter.
3 quarters done here at St. Joseph High School, and we are tied up. Lompoc 14, St. Joseph 14. You're listening to the Game of the Week right here on your home for local sports, 100.9 KPEG. We want to thank another one of our sponsors tonight, our very good friend Kim over at Tom's Burgers. Thank you so much, Kim, for being part of our broadcast team this season and every season. Thank you so much for your support of local sports and local radio. Kim's Tom's. Tom's Burgers, folks. Thank you so much.
Kim Brooks over here.
We got 12 minutes left on this one, and this is probably going to go down to the last minute. Turn around and go the other direction. The Braves at the 25-yard line.
Headed south. And that's a good thing this time.
2nd and 7 for the Braves.
All right, football fans, we've got a great night of football. 3 quarters. Here we go. 2 teams tied at 14.
3 receivers to the left side.
Coleman in the backfield. He'll take a little delay. We had a quick tackle in the backfield by the Knights for essentially no gain. And a bad sign for the Lompoc Braves because Jacob Nunez is slow to get up and limping to the sideline. Going to try and walk it off.
Yeah.
He is the heart and soul of that Lompoc offensive line. And he is limping to the sideline right now.
11:48 to go.
Jacob, of course, 6'4", 275-pound senior.
Taken to Arizona State.
Third down and 7 for the Braves. Ross gives to Coleman. Cuts it inside and gets to about the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be short of a first down.
Coleman
Couple yards shy of a first down. We got fourth
managed
down
to
and
find a
2.
little bit of a seam there. I'm not sure how he spotted that, but
4th and 2, and one would expect the Braves to give this a go. Although this is certainly well within the range of Banguiano.
yeah.
The Braves, no question about it, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 2 from the 20.
Coleman, the running back.
Unless they're going to try and draw him on the side. Now, all of a sudden, we have a timeout by the Braves.
Timeout on the field taken by Lompoc.
That is their second timeout of the half, one remaining for Lompoc with 10:45 left here in the 4th quarter. In a tie ball game, 14-all. And what is a big game for both of these teams as they prepare to start league play next week. St. Joseph will begin their league play next week at Pioneer Valley.
Mm-hmm.
We would expect them to be favored in that one, I would think.
I don't think that has a league game.
Yeah. Well,
the Mountain League is Brigetti, Arroyo Grande, St. Joe, and Paso Robles. There's only 4 teams in the league.
huh? See, shows what I know.
Braves coming out after the timeout.
4th down, 2 yards go.
No change in the decision. They will continue to go for it at 4th and 2.
They go into the I formation.
Fake the handoff to Coleman. Swing pass complete.
Tenorio
breaks the tackle, finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Braves. The decision to go for it on 4th and 2 turns out to be a very good one for the Braves. And it's now 20-14.
The Braves actually threw a pass on 4th and 2, Greg.
This is so unusual.
Yep, this is unusual territory.
Point after pending from Anguiano. Wait with the hold. Low snap. Gets it down, however. And Aldo will put it through the uprights for the extra point. 10 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in the 4th. Lompoc has retaken the lead. It's Braves 21 and Knights 14. You're listening to the Game of the Week on your home for local sports 100.9 KPEG.
Cien punto nueve.
See, they keep redoing all the leagues and sending people to other sections. Who knows who's where?
Speaking of which.
Yes. You've probably heard the news by now of the big restructuring that's going to be taking place next year in the Football Only League, Pacific B and Channel League. So going to be interesting.
I would be careful mentioning said event around Coach Jones.
I made a point of actually when we talked yesterday of not bringing it up. Andrew seemed like he was such a nice man. I didn't want to ruin it. And I doubt it is his favorite topic at the moment.
I have no doubt but what he would like to say some words about it, but is probably restraining himself.
Well, I'm going to give him all of this year just to mull on it. We'll talk about that next season.
Which, by the way, will be the 100th season of Lompoc football.
100th season of Lompoc Braves football will be next year. Kickoff goes through the end zone for the touchback, and the Knights will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Yes, the Braves will be celebrating their 100th year playing football, and I will be celebrating my 25th year and bringing them to you on the radio and on television. It's been my pleasure every single year. So the Knights will try and answer the Braves' score. They find themselves down 7 with a quarter to play. Barnhart will take the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, breaks the tackle, finds some room, still on his feet, and gets all the way across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Barnhart proving to be a handful to bring down. As we mentioned, he's a big young man. 6'2", 210 pounds. And a first down all the way out to the 38-yard line.
10:25 to go.
Clock now running after they move the chains. All sorts of time. Plus the Knights still have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
2 receivers left, 1 to the top. Here comes Gougia. A lot of room. Breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. Puts it to the outside. To the 30. To the 30. And out of bounds at the Lompoc 25-yard line. Gougia's best run of the night by far.
Marker about the 22.
And no penalty flags, which in itself is unusual. Mark it at the Braves 21. First and 10 Knights.
Just under 10 minutes. The Mylar balloons are drifting over the stadium.
Green ones, of course.
Indubitably. And then we go with offset I. 1 receiver right.
Gougia again cuts it outside, puts his head down and gets down close to the 15-yard line.
Picks up about 5.
Inside the 20-yard line. Brought down about the 16. Second down and 5.
Good news for the Braves. Jacob Nunez out there on the D-line. The pickup of 5, second and 5 from the 16. Clock running 9:25 and counting here in the fourth quarter.
And not surprisingly, the Knights running away from Jake.
They go up the middle this time to get bottled up immediately for no gain, maybe a loss of 1. Gougia again on the carry and loss of 1.
Third down, 7 yards to go.
Put it back to the 18 and call it 3rd and 7.
Less of a couple on that one. The Braves brought pressure off the left corner that they had been running to.
Big 3rd down play here for the Knights and a big play for the Braves defense as well. Although you got to figure this to be 4-down territory.
I would not be shocked at all.
And timeout will be called, stopping the clock by the Knights. With 8 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter.
We have once again seen the trend drum off. And see what defense they're in.
You're the other half of the way there.
It's a 21-14 ball game. The Braves on top.
2, 3, 4.
Big 3rd down coming up, and this is a big game for both these teams.
For the best spots, we'll match numbers, and you'll walk away with $250.
Coach Jones mentioned in the interview that this is what preseason's for. You face some tough teams to find out where you're at and get ready for league play. And looks like the Braves have got all they can handle against the Knights here tonight.
The Braves have been very inconsistent this year and way too many penalties and turnovers and mistakes.
And a little bit porous on the defensive side here recently. They're not accustomed to. Okay, here we go. 3rd down and 7. Barnhart back to pass. Plenty of time. Throws. Knocked away. Incomplete at the goal line.
And that was number 18, Luke Gardner.
Got his hand up and knocked that one away. Nice play by Luke. And that'll leave 4th down. 4th and 7 from the 18-yard line. No sign of a field goal unit coming out, although we saw in warm-ups that the field goal kicker has some good range. He was hitting consistently from about 40. This would be considerably shorter than that, but the Knights aren't thinking anywhere around those terms at all. They want 6.
8:18 to go here in the fourth.
4th and 7, and the Knights will line up to go for it. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Barnhart looking right all the way, getting tracked down from the backside, and he's sacked.
And that was Jed Rance on the blitz there. She come right up the middle.
Got him by the ankle as Barnhart tried to escape.
And got him on the ground.
Barnhart tried to get rid of the ball before he got loose, but he was ruled down at the 25-yard line. He was at the 24, and the Braves will take over on downs after a big defensive stop on 4th down.
Braves will start their 9th possession of the game with 8:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Dare I say it? 8:11 to go in regulation.
See if the Braves turn conservative here, or they will go to the ground game. They'll give it to Ryan Morgan on the sweep. He's off the corner. Now he's at the 50, and it's a foot race. Ryan Morgan is gone. Touchdown, Braves.
7:58.
76-yard touchdown run by Ryan Morgan on the jet sweep. And it's all of a sudden 27-14 Braves.
They have done a very good job so far tonight of bottling Ryan Morgan up, but he's tough to keep down.
PAT by Anguiano is up and good. As Mike told you, 7:58 remaining here in the fourth, and it's now Lompoc 28, St. Joseph 14. Just a minute ago, it was 14 all. All of a sudden, Lompoc's doubled them up at 28. While we have a moment, let's take time to thank our sponsors once again, folks. Remember, it's our sponsors who help make these broadcasts a reality, and we love them all and thank them for their support. The Box Shop, Renson's Embroidery, Frederick Quality Plumbing, the Surf Connection, and Tom's. Thank you all for your support. We appreciate you being with us.
In the course of 2 plays, that was a very big swing.
You bet.
But this one is not Hoover.
Braves to kick off. Little Squibber takes a nice Lompoc bounce. They picked up at about the 13. Trying to find a weird play to go, and nowhere to go except out of bounds at about the 20. That was Darian Langley on the return. Just ran out of real estate. Now put it at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 Knights from there, but all of a sudden St. Joseph finds themselves down 14 with 7:52 to go. 28-14 Braves.
And they're going to put the ball right at the 20.
I'll put it at the 18. There we go. So the Knights back on offense at the 18-yard line. 4 receivers for St. Joe. Barnhart rolling right, stops, looks left, throws across the middle, and got a man complete at the 47-yard line.
Heck of a catch.
Joe Schumer was all over him. But Tyler Williams able to bring that one in for the St. Joe first down at the 47.
Great diving catch. And guess what, Greg? 7:37. The jumbo liners continue.
Another airplane on the scoreboard. That one I think has been recalled, however. Speaking of 7, number 7, Barnhart, back to pass, throws across the middle again, complete. Hit immediately. Langley on the catch. Down to the Braves 45, gain of a cup of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2. Well, just inside the Lompoc 45. And a little bit of urgency in the St. Joe offense now.
Yeah.
Draw play. Guzia gets the carry down to the 41.
Nice tackle, but picked up the first down.
I think that's all that play was designed to do. And they did it effectively down to the 41-yard line. First down, St. Joe.
6:50 and counting.
The Knights have 2 timeouts remaining. The Braves with 1. The Braves will be very happy to see the clock keep it running.
Yep.
Approaching the 6-minute mark. Barnhart back to pass. Plenty of time. Throws deep. Got a man open. And he dropped it at the goal line.
Oh.
That was Darian Langley all alone. Hit him right in the breadbasket, and he dropped it. That was 6 points.
He had it. He couldn't quite find the handle, and the Lompoc defender managed to catch up with it and strip it loose.
Oh, my gosh. And nobody feels worse about that than Darian Langley does right now. But I'll tell you what, that was 6 points.
Lompoc will take it.
Okay. Deep breath and a 2nd and 10.
He was wide open.
Back to the air we go. This one, a bounce pass incomplete at the 30. Intended for Williams. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, that's right. All of a sudden, it's 3rd down, and of course, I believe this is 4-down territory. 6:16.
You have to think so at this point. Down 2 scores. 28-14 is the score. The Braves lead. Just about halfway through this 4th quarter.
The Knights slowing things down a little bit here, and they huddle up and talk about what they're going to do. 2 wide left, 2 wide right.
Langley takes a shotgun snap, rolls left. Thinks about throwing, now tucks it away, still on his feet, and gets down to the 34-yard line.
Picked up about 6 or 7.
It's going to be 4th down and 3 from the 34.
7 yards, 4th down, 3 to go.
Clock running inside, 6 minutes remaining now. The Knights will hang on to their timeouts. Right now, they just got to find a way to pick up 3 yards.
Braves defense shifting over.
2 receivers to the right, 1 here to the near side. Barnhart.
And flags and whistles all over the place.
Braves thinking this is going to be a false start. And the Braves are correct. So what was 4th and 3 is now 4th and 8 from the 39.
It was 5:32 remaining in the 4th.
And that's one of the last things that St. Joseph needed.
Indeed.
4th and 8 from the Brave 39. Clock now running, 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the 4th. Lompoc leads 28-14.
Huge play here.
Bernhardt back to pass, plenty of time. Cuts it loose, complete at the 25.
First down.
Patrick Hurd on the catch. He's had a couple of big grabs for the Knights tonight. And that's a first down catch down to the 26-yard line. Clock running under 5 minutes now. Barnhart, again, plenty of time. could cook breakfast back there. Knocked away by Leandre Coleman. Receiver coming across the middle. It is incomplete, and the receiver, intended receiver, is down, suffering the effects of that solid hit by Leandre Coleman. Again, some of the St. Joseph fans are upset about the hit, but there's nothing malicious about it from our standpoint. Just a good, solid football hit to jar the ball loose.
I believe that was that Gougia?
Cannot see players down and surrounded by training staff at the moment, so we can't see who that is. Clock stop at 4:39 here in the fourth. And some of the St. Joe players on their knees. Still trying to figure out who that is.
It's not Gougia.
Gougia I see here on the sideline. So
yeah.
It's not Langley. I see him. Being a receiver, I'm thinking might be the aforementioned Patrick Hurd, but we will. It's just speculation. I don't see number 10 on the sideline anywhere.
Don't see Geronimo.
Players down just inside the 20, being attended to by training staff.
It was not a gentle tap, I'll tell you that.
He's making his way up here a little bit. He's moving around, so it's very good news. Clock stop for an injury timeout with 4:39 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
When we come back, it will be 2nd and 10 from the 26.
Braves leading 28-14. Here in this one, don't forget we will be traveling with the Braves again next week as they head over to Santa Ynez to take on the Pirates in their Channel League opener. Always a good game when the Braves and the Pirates get together. So join us for that one. Pregame at 6:45. We'll have another interview with Coach Jones to share with you. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock.
Pregame is usually 6:45, 6:50, depending on how much,
depending on circumstances,
how much Coach Jones decided to talk that day.
The rest of the Lompoc schedule goes like this. At Santa Ynez next week, they go home for a couple of weeks when they face Dos Pueblos and Santa Barbara. That should be a good one. Mark that one. Then they're on the road to San Marcos. And then back home for the last game of the season, the league season, that is. The big game, Cabrillo, is on November 1st this year.
And quite possibly the last time that it will be in the end of the regular season for a while.
Yes, with Cabrillo being in the...
Cabrillo will be going to the Channel League, I think. Or staying in the Channel League, and Lompoc will be going to the Pacific Coast.
Pacific View League. So,
Pacific View.
So next year, the Lompoc Cabrillo game will not be the last regular season game. It will be somewhere in the preseason.
Yeah, probably the third or fourth game.
Players still down, still being attended to.
Moving some extremities. That's always a good sign.
St. Joe, as we said, will be traveling to Pioneer Valley next week. Then they're going to San Juan Capistrano, of all places, to play St. Margaret's on the 11th. That's a trip.
Yes, it is.
Then they'll be hosting Paso Robles here at St. Joseph High School on the 18th. A little jaunt up the road to Arroyo Grande on the 25th. Then they'll round out their league schedule against Rigetti on November 1st.
Those games against Rigetti and Arroyo Grande should be interesting. Don't really know much about Paso this year.
Or St. Margaret's.
Or St. Margaret's, yeah. We do know St. Margaret's is probably for the birds.
Being from San Juan Capistrano, you could be correct.
Yeah. And we have some good news here, it looks like.
Player being helped to his feet, and that is excellent news. Big round of applause here from both sides of the field. Lompoc fans cheering as well over there.
He will be walking off the field under his own power, but with some stability assistance.
That is Tyler Williams, the injured player. Very glad to see him walking off. But as Mike suggested, he is having some assistance to get there. I would suspect he might be going through concussion protocol pretty soon. Another round of applause for Tyler Williams, and we wish him the very best.
So second and 10 from the 26 with 4:39 to go in the fourth quarter.
Still not quite ready for play. Take a quick look at the Channel League football standings before we get going. Santa Barbara on top at 3-2. Lompoc and San Ynez tied up at 2-2, followed by San Marcos at 2-3. Dos Pueblos at 0-4, and Cabrillo rounds it out at 0-5 as we go into the final game before Channel League play starts next week.
And Hunter Barnhart under center.
Back to pass on 2nd and 10, throws to the end zone. This one is jump ball,
picked off,
intercepted. That's not Joker again, is it? No, that one.
I think that was one of the safeties.
That was Luke Gardner. I believe that was Luke that came down with that one.
Yep, they tried to get it over in the corner, and he just, there were two Lompoc players in the vicinity, and he went highest.
Third interception of the night for the Braves, and none bigger than that one. Intercepted in the end zone to give the Braves the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 20. There's 4:32 left, and now the Braves can play clock management. Two receivers left, one right. To the run game we go. Sheldon Canley right up the middle. He takes a couple of hard whacks. It gets out to the 25. St. Joseph with 2 timeouts remaining. So you can count on them to stop the clock here at some point. Not immediately, however, as the clock continues to run down to 4:10. Lompoc's going to use every second of the play clock. I'm certain of that. Gain of about 5 for Sheldon Canley.
Well, hopefully 1 second less than every second of the play clock.
2nd and 4. And indeed, the Braves just standing waiting for the play clock to run down. Now they'll get set. And snap. There's the handoff. Oscar breaks the tackle on the right.
Oh, what a block
picks up a block by Kevin Ross. And Tenario will, out of nothing on the left side, turns it around and gets all the way up to the 40. And kudos to Kevin Ross for throwing a devastating block to free Oscar to turn something into nothing. You don't see quarterbacks throwing blocks like that very often. And first down Braves out to the Lompoc 40-yard line. Clock running, 3:15 remaining. It's 28-14. Lompoc leads. It's trying to run out the clock and get to the finish line on this one. Ross under center. Sheldon Candler gets the carry. He gets hit hard and driven backwards. But after a pickup of about 1 forward progress.
There's definitely still some hitting out there.
Yep. They've been hitting all night. These Knights came to play, I'll tell you what.
Pickup of, we'll call it a yard.
2:30 remaining here in the fourth. Braves up 14.
Maybe
28
two
to 14.
for Conley.
We'll call it 2nd and 8. Ross from the shotgun this time.
Offset eye.
Daniels in motion.
One on the ball carrier to the 46-yard line.
Coleman will get across the 45 to the 46.
Pickup of about 5.
It'll be 3rd down. And about 4. And timeout on the field with 2:09 left here in the fourth quarter. Timeout taken by the Knights. It's 28 to 14. The Braves lead.
Knights have one more timeout, as do the Braves. Ball's out at the 41-yard line of the Braves.
Winner of this game will go to 3-2. The loser to 2-3. And if the Braves can hold on for another 2 minutes and 9 seconds, then the winning streak against the St. Joseph Knights will continue for a 15th straight game.
Third down, 4 yards to go.
3rd down and 4 for the Braves as we get back to business. 3 receivers to the left. Kevin Ross under center. The give is to Tenorio, I believe, off a left tackle.
And he's going to pick up the first down.
Across midfield into St. Joe territory at the 48. 1st and 10 Braves. Clock stopped to move the chains, then it'll click off, and we're at the 2-minute mark. Two minutes to go. The ball at the 48.
Some of the Braves coaching staff took it down to the field from the top.
It's generally a good sign.
Ball on the St. Joseph 47.
Ross under center, letting as much time go as he can. The give is to Kenley.
And he got rocked after picking up about a yard.
Kenley's taken a few good solid hits tonight. Wearing number 20. He gets down to the 46. It'll be 2nd down. We'll give him a yard. 2nd and 9. Approaching the 1 minute mark. Might still have one timeout remaining.
Yard and a Scotia and a half.
Yeah, something like that. 2nd and 9, inside a minute to go. Looks like the Knights will be content to take that final timeout to the locker room.
Duarte Tenorio wide right, and I don't think he'll see the ball. And he will not.
No gain on a run to the left. Maybe even a loss of a half a yard.
Yeah.
And official timeout. Player lost his helmet.
St. Joe player, number 35. Number 32 comes in to replace him.
And with only 35 seconds to go, I don't think the Braves even need to line up to snap this one, Rick. If they do, they're going to come in your favorite formation, which is
victory formation.
The victory formation, and they are. Kevin Ross will take a snap, will take a knee, and the last 10 seconds of this one will tick away. Our final score will be Lompoc 28, St. Joseph 14. And that's one of those games when it's actually closer than that, I think, Mike. Sometimes there's a game that's a blowout that wasn't that close, but this one felt a lot closer than the 14-point win for Lompoc.
Yeah. On the other hand, they've had a couple losses that they were basically 1 or 2 plays away from that Rigetti debacle in the fourth quarter. And then basically 1 play away from at least tying up Arroyo Grande.
And Coach alluded to that too earlier yesterday. He was saying that just a couple of plays away from being 4-0. So he's happy with where they are. I think will probably take this win. They've got some things to work on. They did a lot better penalty-wise in the second half than they did the first.
Yeah.
That's something that they're going to have to talk about and continue to get better on.
And they did a lot better running the ball in the second half than they did in the first.
As well.
It was almost night and day.
But surprised and pleased about how well they did through the air in the first half as well.
Yeah.
So,
or should I say night and days?
Something like that. But the Braves are going to come away with a win. They're 3-2 now on the year. The Knights fall to 2-3. Again, the Braves will be traveling to Santa Ynez to take on the Pirates in Game 1 of their Channel League season a week from tonight. We'll be there with you at 6:45 for pregame kickoff at 7 o'clock. So, the Braves will take the win. I'll take the win. I'm looking forward to talking to Coach about it next week. In the meantime,
and good luck to Cabrillo when they're playing next week.
Yeah.
And their league opener as well.
And we wish St. Joe a positive season the rest of the way.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, the Mountain League. I have a feeling there's going to be some upsets.
It'll be interesting in the Channel League as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up here from St. Joseph High School. For Judy Baker back to the studio and for Mike Loney to my right, my name is Greg Ratcliffe. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Our final score from St. Joseph High School, Lompoc 28, St. Joseph 14. Now we'll send you back to the greatest collection of rock and roll on the planet at 100.9 KPEG. Good night, everybody.
100.9 FM Lompoc.
Hi, this is